Hi, everybody. Welcome to Be Encouraged. We're starting a little late this morning, but we got one of the Jersey boys, at least when I call him a Jersey boy. Mr. Tony Dean's going to be on with us today. So, major league fun stuff to talk about. Stay tuned.
Check this.
I don't know. Those kind of ran kind of weird, so we may have some technical difficulties. I'm not sure. But let's just get on with it. Tony Dean, what's up, buddy?
How are you, buddy? Happy Taco Tuesday.
Hey, yeah, exactly. I'm having brats, though. I'm going to have brats tonight.
Your delay made me have to think for a second. Holy cow, is it not Tuesday? Did I just blow that?
Is the delay still there, or is it just at the beginning?
That sounds good. I mean, you sound fine. I don't know if you're exactly tied to your voice is tied to your mouth movement, but you sound fine.
Well, I think it's there's something with the Wi-Fi here at the Hojo's in Ocean City that might be causing. I'm still off though.
Yeah,
you're right on the money. So it's definitely not your end. It's definitely my end, especially with the videos when I was bringing those in.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Well, yeah, if they didn't stop halfway through. Oh, somebody's behind you. Watch out. All right, Tony, man, we got you on because, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Dean, we just kind of found each other, radio peeps and doing radio stuff and knowing.
And sometimes you don't even know. All of a sudden, you're just friends and pals.
Yeah, you're just friends all of a sudden. So he's been on a couple of the shows that we have. We listen to the doo-wop guy. He's got his own radio show. Tell me about your radio show, Tony.
All right, so I got a couple of them, actually. The one you're referring to, Tony Dean's Doo-Wop Cruise, is a show that's on doowopradio.com, and that's on right now Thursday nights at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it's just 2 hours of the best doo-wop music that era. So for that genre and for that group. And then I got a second show Wednesday afternoons at 1 p.m. on Crown Sounds Radio. And that's it's called the Classic Soul and R&B Review, and it's basically the best soul and R&B stuff from the 60s and 70s that were on the pop chart. So it'd be all songs you would know, Motown and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've heard both. But that's cool. Yeah, this whole R&B is one. Actually, that's kind of my genre that I like the most. Yeah, doo-wop. I love doo-wop, but I like singing doo-wop as opposed to listening to it per se.
You probably have a great bass voice. With that voice.
Well, that and I have a pretty good lead too. I have a pretty good range, so I can do some lead. I can get up there and get some lead, and that's kind of my character too. My whole personality is very leadish. Out in front and doing the lead stuff. So, but yeah, I can definitely go down low with the guys. do. Good night, sweetheart. Well, anyway,
there you go.
Whatever. All right, so Tony, listen, everybody. Tony got the COVID. He got the COVID.
Go figure.
And tell me about that journey, man. That was how. First of all, did you figure out how you got it?
All right, so let me kind of start from the beginning here. So basically, three months of wearing a mask. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, And my wife reminds me too, so I am allowed to blame her here. She made the statement probably about a week before I got sick. She said, it's been 3 months. If we haven't gotten it by now, we ain't gonna. Famous last words, right? And I'm like, and I agreed with her 100%. Yeah, we're fine. It's all good. And all of a sudden on a Thursday morning, I wake up and I actually was at the point of a fever break. I must have developed a fever overnight while I was sleeping because I didn't even know I had one. I was feeling fine the day before. I woke up and just feeling crappy at that point, drenched in sweat. Went back to sleep, got up, and it was still Thursday that day. I was kind of feeling crappy, no fever. I did actually take my temperature a couple times during the day, and probably that night after dinner time, I took my temperature. I was, like 100 something, and I said, "Nah, I'm sure I have it now," and made an appointment next day to get tested at a famous national pharmacy chain. And that was another story because that took another like 6 days to get the results back. But in the meantime, I knew I had it. My mother-in-law, who stayed with me, and I'll kind of tie that in a second as far as your question. My mother-in-law, who was staying with me at the time, she got sick the next day. So that Friday after I got tested, she got sick. And the day after that, my wife got sick. So the three of us basically were all kind of running at the same time. Now, as far as, and I'll get into more of my journey in a second, but as far as your question goes, that's kind of interesting because all around the same time, I'll start with my wife. My wife works at a long-term care facility. So early on in this, I mean, they just got, bamboozled, and, I'm not sure about Virginia's numbers, but in New Jersey, like we have like 14,000 dead, and half of those are from nursing homes. And that's basically what her facility is. And I mean, they were stocked with, no extra beds as it was. So when these people got sick, there was nowhere to put them. So they just all on top of each other, all died, basically. The state made them continue to take more patients on, and there was nowhere to put them. So, long story short, after like 40 people died, now they can isolate them, but at the cost of everyone who died in the meantime. So early on in that, she was exposed to a lot of that, even though they had to wear masks. And then somewhere in the process, they started getting tested every week, all the employees, and get their temperatures checked before they came in. So probably around the time we got sick, she wasn't exposed to that. But who knows? Who really knows? So there's part of the puzzle, maybe. And my mother-in-law at the same time, I won't give the destination out, but she had been on vacation a few days before she came with us, including a public outdoor pool. Again, I don't know. She stayed in somebody else's condo. So there again, who knows? And then there's Tony Dean. And even though I've been great about wearing a mask, I could tell you that I wasn't, and I've said this a lot of times on Facebook, I wasn't good about cleaning my phone. I wasn't good about, wearing gloves, whether that helps or not. And one other thing that I think kind of gets overlooked, depending on your situation, is mail. Especially in this situation, I get a lot of mail, a lot of packages, and I heard that this thing can last a little bit longer on metal surfaces. And I've gotten multiple items from China encased in metal, like a power washer, nozzle, and stuff like that. And these are all like steel items. And no washing of my hands, no spraying my mail, or no, whether, I don't know what level that actually helps you, but I didn't do any of that other than wear a mask. So was I not washing my hands enough? And I just don't know. All those things I gave you could have been any of them. Of course, in New Jersey, at least, when you get tested positive, within a day, you get a call from the health department in your town. So I got a call, and the guy said, I will tell you right now, don't try to solve the puzzle because you just don't know where it comes from.
Okay.
All I know is, so now back to the journey here. So all of a sudden it started, and when they say weird virus, this is a weird virus, and I'm a healthy 51-year-old to start with. So, I went every day with cycles of deep fever and chills to drenched sweat fever breaking all day, every day for 2.5 weeks. On top of that, lost the taste buds. I don't know if you've heard, that's a big one. That's pretty much your sign right there that you got it. Funny. If you do get that, you do have it. Most likely, I'll say 90%.
Yeah. No, that's good. I was home yesterday. I mean, before I came up here, and everybody's all worried about it. I said, trust me, First of all, the hotel guaranteed they fog the rooms. Everything is good as far as cleaning the rooms. The remote control was in a plastic bag. The phone handle is in a plastic bag. I mean, they've done a pretty good job that I can see here in the hotel. So that's cool. And I'm right on the beach. And so I'm thinking, they're like going, "Oh my God, you're going to get it." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I promise. I'm going to stay away from the hell away from everybody. Yeah. And I'll have my mask. And anyway, I'm going to be good."
Yeah. Yeah. And you actually, not to go off on a tangent, but you're actually, you have pre-existing conditions.
Correct.
Last year you had issues and stuff like that. So you really need to be careful.
No. And I am. I'm very careful about interactions with people. I wear my mask. I'm very, and that's what I've talked to my doctors. I've talked to my infectious disease doctor. Yep. Wear your mask, Lee, and use the hand sanitizer and wash your hands.
Yep.
And you should be good. If you just wear your mask when you're outside of any contained area, like for instance, my family went down to Rappahannock. That's why I'm up here by myself. They went to Rappahannock River. When they come home, I'm going to be a little more careful. I'm going to be a little careful for a little while with them. Okay. I don't know what they've encountered or who they've been around. Yeah. And they're going to want me to be. But everybody's all my mom. "Oh, you shouldn't go there."
Yeah.
But she paid for the trip, so I got somebody I can blame. But the interesting thing about it is that before I left, I grabbed some what the hell, Aqua Velva shit, whatever. I mean, excuse me, cologne.
Yeah.
And I went, "Does this smell good?" I went, "Oh my God, I can't smell it." "Oh crap!" I'm going, I'm not like the smell. No, I poured it on my hand. I could smell it fine. Okay. But for some reason, it wasn't coming out of the bottle. I'm going, "Oh no, they said smell and taste. It'll go away."
Yeah.
But anyway. So.
And here's the weird thing with the taste buds, Lee, and I don't know if this is other people's experiences, but I didn't completely lose my taste buds. I lost the taste of flavor. I could taste sugar and salt. So for example, my mother brought over a huge pot of chicken soup. My mother makes homemade chicken soup. Brought it over. It was like, Lee, I could tell you this was like hot. It was hot, basically salt water. It was disgusting. And I know that it's definitely better than that. And obviously, I couldn't smell it either. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I really lost my my appetite. It's just more that during the thing I had no energy, so I was sleeping all the time, so I wasn't eating. But I didn't really lose my appetite per se. Like they say, nobody wants to eat at all. I ate, just most of it I couldn't taste what I was eating.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I wouldn't want to eat if I couldn't taste it. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. So no energy. Want to sleep 3/4 of the day. The heavy chest thing, I had that a couple times on and off. I wouldn't say that it was chronic during the thing. Mm-hmm. But the weird part, and in our business, which really sucks, and it still kind of happens a little bit, is the voice just dropping out on you randomly, like sounding like you've been screaming at your kids all day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's just gone. So that's the part that sucks about coming back to radio.
Right. How are you? Wolfman Jack.
Hold on, just bear with me for a minute.
Yeah, you just go to be. Don't Tony, just do your Wolfman Jack when you get the. Hey, Wolfman Jack. I always hurt my voice when I try and do him. Yeah. I do him pretty good, but I'm gonna tell you, the back part of my throat, it damages the back part of my throat when I try to talk like him.
You do too much.
It's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, so 2.5 weeks of that fun, and we started kind of coming out of it, isolating from the kids. I got 5 kids in the house, which wasn't easy, but we just kind of, stayed to our room, and it was kind of like, you guys are going to have to, deal with yourself. We had one of the kids test positive, and 2 other ones that were test negative, and we think at this point we're out of the woods as a clan. But so it's about 2.5 weeks of that fun, and then I started coming out of it. Got my sense of taste came back pretty quick. My sense of smell took a lot longer, and that really just kind of came back. But my energy level took a little bit longer. I'm probably at like 80% right now. I'm not at 100%, but I'm more or less back. And like I said, I'm taking the antibody test tomorrow, so we'll see what that says. And as far as the reaction to it, some extended family and people that I was going to be visiting, all of a sudden we're like, not a good idea. Don't come.
Not a good idea.
So I don't whether it'll still be that way in a year. Am I going to have like a scarlet C on my chest forever? I don't know. People
COVID-19 stuff. Yeah. Hey, dude, don't forget to ask the doctors all those questions. Like, what about the antibodies? Am I? But even so, I would.
And the weird thing, Lee, is that every doctor I've talked to has a different opinion.
Yeah.
Some people, some are issuing like antibiotics, and my doctor was like, "There's nothing. You just got to come through it. There's nothing I can do."
Viral. You can't. Yeah, you can't. There's no antibiotics. That's antibiotics. It's not antiviral.
Yeah.
And the only antiviral medicines they have are toxic as crap.
Yeah.
So and that's only when you're about this far from dying do they put you on the antiviral stuff.
Yeah.
Is what
that thing that drug that you hear all over the media that I still can't say. I don't know how to pronounce it. You don't talk.
No. Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
No,
he said he's not allowed to give me that.
All kind of side effects.
Yeah. Oh, really? Is that what you're hearing with it? Oh, you there? Okay.
You were breaking up there for a minute.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Is that what you're hearing though? All kinds of side effects.
What did he say?
He just said he wasn't allowed to
say
give
it again.
He just said he wasn't allowed to give it to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of side effects, my understanding, with that drug.
Okay.
And I mean, it's an anti-malarial drug. And, I know people, I have a friend, well, we both know Jesse, right?
Yes.
Jesse, Jesse's wife is on that medicine for some other health thing she's got going on.
Okay.
And she's been on that drug for years. So, but it doesn't affect her adversely. But apparently, it's supposed to help her keep from getting COVID, which is cool.
Right.
But that's what they've said. But I don't know, man. I just, you get it, you get through it. It's just like getting a freaking horrible case of the flu. I'm thinking, is that about how it felt?
I think so. My wife, who had mono way back in the day, said it was kind of like mono on steroids as far as how you felt.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I never have had mono, but I had a girlfriend that had mono. How does that work?
Well, she was your girlfriend.
She did. She got racked. She was wrecked for like 2 weeks, man. It was terrible. And some people longer than that. Mono will really rack you really hard.
Yeah, I've heard some people a month with mono.
How many? Some people what?
Well, a month with mono.
Oh no, yeah. No, one of my daughter's friends from church. He was laid up for like about a month. No school. He didn't go to school for a month. I mean, it's just terrible.
Right.
And having worked in the school system, and I helped out with attendance and stuff like that, we had several kids that would go, if they went out with mono, they're gone for at least 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And you didn't want them back. If you want to make sure they had a cold, clean, we told the parents, don't send them back without a note saying that he's clear,
Yeah.
Because you don't want that crap running around the school.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Oh.
So,
speaking of the school, that's an interesting, we could do a show on just the whole school deal.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, so
there is a whole, Fairfax County, it's one of the biggest school systems in the country. And that's where I live, in Fairfax County. And they just waited. They were going to do a half and half deal. And then everybody around, all the school systems around them went virtual opening.
Okay.
So our guy backtracked and said, okay, virtual opening. And,
right.
They had it all worked out to do both. But he just wimped out and said, nah, virtual opening.
Yeah. We're not at that point yet, but I have a feeling my governor is gonna cave too. Right now, it's at both. Supposedly, every school district in New Jersey, if the parents want to do virtual, the school district has to accommodate it.
Right.
So and supposedly, overwhelmingly in my town, there was a survey, and the teachers all want to go back, but I do see a lot of stuff online that a lot of teachers don't.
Yeah.
I'm freaked out about it. So
there are a lot of. My wife's a teacher, and she, but she's a special ed teacher, and she's a tester. So she's like, I don't know how I can't go back, because if I don't, because the kids I test, I have to test them face to face.
Yeah.
You know, I have to read reactions. I have to see how they handle things. You know, I can't do that virtually. You know, when she's talking about having them read out loud, she has to have them, they have to write with themselves to see what level of ability they have as far as writing is concerned. This is high school kids, mind you.
Yeah, how do you do that? Yeah.
And so, you know, she's like, I don't know how I can do it virtually. And of course, my mind's going, thinking of all the tech ways to do crap.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, you can do it virtually. Just have them write on a pad, and it'll come up on your screen. And you can see what they're writing. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to institute that and put that all in for everybody or not, but
yeah.
But
As soon as you bring that up to the administration, they're seeing dollar signs on.
Exactly.
You're going to give that to everybody who's got a Chromebook or whatever they're using as well.
Yeah. Well, my wife has Crohn's, so she's also high risk. And so, you know, she doesn't want to go. And a lot, you know, there's obviously all teachers are just like everybody else. I mean, they have different health issues that they're concerned about. They have kids at home.
Yeah.
You know, like you have 5 kids at home. I mean, there's kids. There's a lot of teachers have kids at home that they don't want to go to work, just like nurses and doctors.
Yeah.
You know, are living in hotel rooms because they don't want to take any. They work with COVID patients.
Yeah.
They don't want to take anything home. You know,
I wonder if this pushes a lot of early retirements too. Are you hearing that from your?
I have not heard that, but I imagine that might be the case. But you got to understand, Fairfax County, those teachers make a good amount of money, and they have a really good retirement system, so they want to make sure they can get everything out of it they can.
Yeah.
So they'll stay at home if they can.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna. What he said, our guy Braybrand is the superintendent. He just said it's going to be fluid. We're going to start virtual, and then, you know, within a month, we could start having students in the classrooms. We don't know. We'll see how it works out, see what goes on. It's just going to be a fluid process. And, you know, because he's getting a lot of hot water. People want to sit, because people don't like having their kids in the house all day long. You know,
absolutely. No, I'm pro school. I want to get mine back in school. My concern is, you know, can they change on a dime, or really maybe they don't even have to change on the dime, but what do they do if there's a small outbreak or even one kid in a class gets it? Like, you know, can you literally shut the school down for a day, have it deep sanitized, and then bring them back the day after that? Or are you going to have like another layer of panic set in?
Well, you know, and speaking of money, one of the things I know that they have these companies that can do microbial fogging. And they can fog. And one of the guys that works with us that we've had on the show and stuff, he does restaurants, he does homes, he does hotels, all that kind of stuff.
And Lee, with those, if it's the same thing I'm thinking of, within 5 seconds, if it's on a surface, it's gone. Like, that's how effective that is.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And so and that lasts for 90 days. So every 90 days, you got to get it done again.
Yeah.
But don't. And it says don't even wipe down the surfaces. Let that stuff sit on your surfaces, because it'll kill the antibodies, or it'll kill what causes COVID-19.
Right.
So, yeah, man. And I'm like, you know what? Then we ought to get that into everybody's freaking hands and have that done everywhere. What the hell? What? If that's true, that's the EPA says that's absolutely the truth. What happens with it? Then why aren't we doing that everywhere, man? That'll be a government
bottle the thing and just put it in a aerosol can.
I'm saying, man, and he said it's all natural, so you can't hurt yourself. You can't get sick by touching a surface, and I just can't believe I just did that. In the hotel room, and I'm licking the freaking. You know, but he said you can't get it. You can't get sick from it. You know, I mean, obviously you're going to feel overwhelmed if you're in it while they're fogging. That's why they wear their masks and stuff.
Right.
But that's just because it's so dense in the air. But once it settles, you're fine. There's going to be no issues for you, because it's all natural stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So that's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, they really can do that instead of having to like jump to go back to 100% virtual. But a lot of it will be political, and the parents and the, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure my governor. What's that?
Well, is Chris still your governor?
No. I got Murphy. I got a Democratic governor, Phil Murphy.
New guy. Okay. All right.
Yeah. He was actually.
How's he doing though? Doing good?
He's with the virus. He's doing good. I gotta say. and I'm, I'll say I'm a Republican here. We won't go politics, but he's actually, I mean, and really, when not that I'm going to go political here, but when it comes to this thing, you really can't. We shouldn't be playing political football with it.
No,
Nobody saw it coming, and everybody's
We
scrambling to
shouldn't.
try to do the best we can do with it. You know what I mean?
And this is exactly why I don't do politics. You know what I mean on the show because, and I understand that's fine what you said. I've said the same thing. Listen, we
it
just
shouldn't
need
be
to
politics. Yeah,
we need to come together. We need to
this
all.
virus should be
work
off limits for politics, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely should be, but it's not, and that's everyone's using it as a tool, and
Right. You got an election
get
year,
involved through the campaigning.
Yeah, right. It's election
So
year.
yeah, it's going to be a little crazy, but we'll handle it. It'll be all right. I know already. There's not one damn candidate that I'm comfortable voting for, so I'm just going to vote against somebody again this year, like I do it for every freaking year.
Or write your own name in like you do every election.
I should, but I don't. I always vote for one of the candidates, but it seems like lately I've been voting against. So, the last candidate that I voted, the last two candidates I voted for, and this does not make me a Republican, folks.
Right.
But Republican was Ronald Reagan. I loved him, and I voted for him both terms.
Yep.
And then I voted for McCain when he was going up against this young upper starter, been in the Senate for 2 years with no experience, Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked at the Senate at the time, and I loved John McCain. Very centrist guy, very middle of the road. Republicans were a little about it, but that's my guy. I'm a libertarian kind of, and I'm
and you know what?
Kind of guy.
And probably one thing hurt McCain that he started late, that he was a little bit older getting into it. That's probably what hurt him as far as
his running mate didn't help. Anyway, his running mate did not help him at all, unfortunately. Yeah. And you know what? And so this young whippersnapper got in there, and I think that I'm not a big fan of his, but I'm for the whole cause. I think in a good way, it was a good thing for our country. In one way, there's stuff that the media is crazy, so that's why we are a new media outlet that doesn't even talk about stuff like that. But I just did, so
I didn't mean to drag you into that. I wasn't trying.
No, that's okay. It's okay. No, I mean, but see, here's the thing. I'm not going to bash anybody, I don't mind talking about politics, but I'm only going to talk about politics in a positive nature. And unfortunately, that's very difficult in politics to talk with anything in positive nature. Yeah. But that's what, I'm not all about, not all about bashing anybody. It's got to be, you got to find the good in everybody and you have to be leery and aware of the bad in everybody, but if you focus on the good, I think that usually turns out in your favor. So,
right.
Anyway, dude, Tony, thanks for coming on and thanks for being patient with me and starting this thing late. We'll have to have you back on another time.
Yeah, I had a great time. I love coming on when you do the
trivia stuff.
The trivia stuff is fantastic. Even if it's not a game and we're just learning new stuff, that's neat. Like
that's fun too. Well, you're always. I'm always going to send you a link, dude, and just hop on whenever you can. That's all there is. But you'll always get a link. Don't worry about it. No pressure.
Yep. But if I'm available, I'm jumping on.
And you're one of the team, so everybody will go, oh, it's Tony. So that'll work. All right, Tony Dean, man, thank you. Plug your radio shows again.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Lee, and I love watching yours. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Plug your radio station again. Plug your radio station.
All right, doopradio.com, and that's Thursday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., the Tony Dean's Doo-Wop Cruise, and then Wednesday afternoon, so tomorrow at 1 p.m. To 3 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern, on Crown Sounds Radio. I'm actually new on that station. I moved that show, and that's the classic soul and R&B review. And once again, that's the 60s and 70s soul and R&B stuff that was big on the pop charts. So it's all the soul and R&B stuff you would know. So.
Well, we might have to get you on More Joy Radio to do that same show. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, sounds good. All right. Thanks, Lee. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy. Peace. Hey, everybody, Tony Dean. Let's give him we were talking a little bit COVID. Tony and his wife and his mother-in-law all had COVID and had to just wreck them. But it just wrecked her. It's just WRECKED. But we're glad that everyone was all recovered. It's a good thing. I'm happy about that. Let's take a look and see. Clark Crawford and Tura, thank you for tuning in. Walter, Mike Hertz, Lisa Marie, you guys are the best. Speaking of Lisa Marie, I'm glad she hit the thumbs up for me. Don't forget, y'all, she's running for 2020 cover girl for Maxim magazine. So you go to Maxim.com, you can vote for free. And if you vote by paying money to vote, you are paying straight to the Wounded Warrior Project. There's not a better organization to root and vote for. So throw your money at the Wounded Warrior Project. In the meantime, you're electing our friend, Lisa Marie, our friend. She's local to Fairfax and Virginia and Manassas, that whole area. So you guys, we got to get the hometown girl in there on this cover. She's beautiful. She's beautiful in every single way. Every single way, not just aesthetics, but also heart. What a wonderful heart. And, if we all knew of each other's foibles and each other's obstacles that we've had to overcome, then we would feel so much more empathy for our friends. And let me tell you something, this girl, Lisa, has overcome some obstacles in her life, and she's stunning and she's awesome. And she deserves it, folks. So vote for Lisa. Go to Maxim.com and vote for Lisa. Thank you, everybody. Let's see who made comments. Tura and Clark. Thank you, Clark. Clark says, I had no idea, Lee Bailey. I don't know what I said. I said something. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks very much for joining us. This is a More Joy production of the media program Be Encouraged. Thank you, guys.